Hello and welcome to my channel, Real Life DJ, and this, the first in the series, featuring the Pioneer XDJ RX. In this series I'll be focusing on using the XDJ RX with a USB thumb drive opposed to a laptop. I'll teach you some tips and tricks on how to get tunes easily and quickly, pull them up, and other features. If you have bought a Pioneer XDJ RX or you're thinking of buying one and you don't like reading the manual, this series could be ideal for you. So I hope you enjoy. So first of all, let's switch her on. And we want to connect a USB drive, and so the top left hand corner we'll insert a USB drive, and just because we can, put one in the secondary drive as well on the right hand side. Oops. There. As you notice, both of these lights flashed as they were installing. If I press USB 1, you'll see I've got my playlists already in there. Right, let's give a quick run through for you on what the visual aspect of the XDJ RX is. You have your play and pause button, your cue button, forward tracks, scanning through, back scanning through the track, going to the next track, going to the beginning of the track or the previous track, direction button, slip, platter, beat loop in, out, re-loop and exit, cue points. You can set those, you can memorize them or you can delete them. Across the front here at the top you have your two microphone levels, so microphone level 1, microphone level 2. You have your EQs for your microphones, and here you have the buttons to control them on and off. So switch them on, and then you can have them on talk over. Talk over effectively, when you start talking into the microphone, will lower the music level and give the predominance to the actual what you're saying on the mic. Coming back down, speed adjust on your vinyl for touch. Effectively, if you take it to your full right, that makes it very slow when you stop it, or if you pause it, or if you want a more instant stop, then you turn it full left or somewhere in between the two. Vinyl mode and CDJ mode, effectively light on for vinyl mode. Sync button and master button. Tempo, master tempo, tempo back, tempo plus. Got your 4 pads here with hot cue, auto beat reloop, loop, slice and shift. Coming through the middle at the top, these are if you're connecting up laptop wise. So as I said, we're focusing on USB, USB 1, USB 2. USB 1 button obviously reads from USB 1 and 2 reads from 2. Underneath that you've got browse, tag list, info and menu. I will go into details during this series of what happens when you go into those, because things like the tag list you can find very, very useful and can make your life a lot easier when you're DJing, especially if there's a set requests, if you're DJing a wedding for first dances and you know, other things like that, then you can pop them in there when you're setting up, and it will make your life a lot easier. Coming down through the middle, you've got your trim, you've got your 3 EQs, high, mid, low. You've got your colour effects with your colour effects buttons, headphone mixing between cue and master. You've got your volume on your headphones, and channel 1 and channel 2 for coming through the headphones. There's your fader, bring it in. Your crossfader. Crossfader has 3 settings, like all mixer units. This section here is for navigating the menus, and effectively this is like your main navigation button in the middle. These buttons allow you, once you've selected a track, to push the track to each deck. And then coming down here, you've got obviously you could have phono or your main deck, so you can have a CDJ plugged in, and that's the same on this side as well. Coming down, you've got a Beats effects section with a few more added bits, and you can put those effects through the mic or through channel 1 or whatever, and that's the level, and that switches your effects on and off. So if you want to give somebody a squeaky voice when they're doing speech, that's where you do it. So moving across the top, you've got your booth monitor. If you have if you plug a monitor in, for most mobile DJs that's unusual, because it's an extra thing to carry and set up. Because you don't need a monitor when you've got your headphones, in my opinion, but that's a personal opinion. You might think differently. And you've got your master volume. On the USB on the right hand side, you can record your mix. So if you're you want to do some snazzy mixes and create those, it's easy for you to do. You would draw the music from your left hand side USB, and you can record to your right hand side USB. If you wanted to remove the USB, all you simply do is hold the button down under the USB. The light will flash. When the light goes out, it tells you then it's safe to remove that USB thumb drive. I'm now going to put that back in because we need that. So effectively, that's the overview of the Pioneer XDJ RX, and we will now go into a bit more detail in the menu section. Tag lists. Tag lists can be very useful. As I mentioned earlier, setting up a tag list when you've set up can be very helpful if you have, for instance, you could be DJing a wedding and they want obviously their first dance. They might have a father-daughter dance, and they might have a couple of tunes that they want you to play during the night. And where better place to put them apart from in your tag list? So effectively, I've got nothing in there at the moment. So if I go into there, it's empty. So what I do is I go into browse. I would then maybe pull up what I want. So I'm just skimming through some of my playlists. If I go to, for instance, let's go to 90s dance, and they want to have key. There we go. Now, so what I do now is I've got Key the Secret highlighted. I can press the tag button and add it to my tag list, which puts a tick next to it. Tag button is located next to the back button, just under the tag list, which is just out of shot, but it's just down there. I might want to add Free From Desire, and get ready for this, or Brimful of Asher. Get ready for this. So that might be a couple of dance tracks that they wanted, and they might want I haven't got anything in there. If I go down to some wedding stuff, wedding acoustic, they want an acoustic version of Budapest playing as well, so I'll put that in the tag list. So that makes it easier now. I'm going through the night, we get to the point where the first dance is going to happen. We know it's going to be Budapest. The bride and groom have just walked up, the photographer's walked up, the venue manager's come over and said, right, we're going to do first dance now. And so you go tag list, and there it is. There's the songs we want. And we can highlight Budapest, and we can load that to deck 1. And that's all loaded up ready. And I might think, oh, after the end of that, I want to have my next track ready for when that ends, and we go straight into the main disco. So I'll pull up the Get Ready For This, and put that onto deck 2. So we're now up and running and ready. So as you can see, having a tag list can add another dimension to the ease of being able to access your tunes. Okay, so you want to now be able to pull up your tunes from your thumb drive. Obviously we assume that you've already put your tunes onto your thumb drive, and there's a couple of ways of finding them. So for instance, we can go back up, browse. So right, here we go. This is where we are from the start. So we could search. So we literally scroll down to search. We can look by track, artist, album. We can go through our histories. We can look in folders, or something we've even recorded a mix before. We can pull that up, or we can go into the playlist itself. For this purpose, I'm going to show you a quick look on how to search for a track. So we press the enter button when we went over search, and then we simply start typing it in. So for instance, if we were going to look up for a Queen classic, as you can see, there's a few results with Queen. Now there's Queen and there's Queen. If we look for this Queen, I know that is the one that I'm after. And you see there's, if I go into all, that gives me the facility to go through everything we've got there. So I can pull up whatever I want and pull that out. So let's go for Radio Gaga, remastered 2011 version off the album, and put that onto deck 1. And we might now want to go and find, we might know where a tune is in a playlist. So for instance, I want to play Gala Free From Desire. Now I know for a fact, if I go browse, and I've got to go back to where I came from, to playlist. Then I'll go into my playlists, and I've got mine separated into lots of different types and that, because it makes life easy for me. I know that I've got Gala in here, Free From Desire, because it's the right place for it to be. There it is. And I can add that to deck 2. Obviously we did add Gala Free From Desire in the tag list as well, so I could have just gone tag USB 1 Free From Desire, load to deck 2. And then that's how that's as simple as it is to search, find and play the tunes you want to, using a USB thumb drive on a Pioneer XDJ RX. Right, well that's it for this episode. I'm going to go into some more detail on some other stuff in the next episode, but I hope you've enjoyed this one. And if you found it useful, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more about the Pioneer XDJ RX and the future videos that I'll be doing on other thumb drive based controllers. For instance, I will be doing a video on the Pioneer XDJ RX2 in the next week or two. And I may even get my hands on a Denon Prime 4 before the end of the year to do that as well. So if you are interested in any of those and you want to know the in-depth features on how they all work, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for taking the time, and until next time, JP out.